give a P80 build a try. I suggest starting with the pistol build. I feel like this, when you get it right, is a fully capable, no limitations firearm. Hey folks, welcome back to Bullets and Brass. Today we are talking about my P80 and how I feel about it 6 months in. Because even after I shot my buddies and, finally did my own, that was an initial review, right? That was my opinion when I first gotten it, was still playing around. How do I feel about it 6 months later? And the answer is pretty happy with it. Is it a replacement for owning a factory Glock for serious purposes? That seems to be a common question. And I think the answer really is there's no way to know. There's no way to know, because every gun is different. And if you do a really good job on your P80 build and you use good components for everything, it may be just as reliable or more reliable than a factory Glock. If you get a factory Glock that has issues, because there's certainly been plenty of those, not abnormally large numbers, but exist. I mean, a gun with that kind of production numbers is going to have some. You may have a less reliable than a P80 gun. So, what do I like, what I don't like? I like the fact that I got to build it my way. Stupid little stuff. I've got the sights I wanted. Now, are they night sights? No. But for what I wanted the gun for, they're fine. I didn't spend extra on night sights. Why does that matter? Because the goal of this was to build cheap. I didn't want to spend $1,000 on it. I was literally trying to beat factory Glock pricing, which if you've done a P80 build anytime in the last few years, you know that actually being cheaper than just going to the store and buying a Glock, not easy, really not. I wanted a barrel that was good with hand loads. I wanted a barrel that if I shot lead through it was not going to have issues. I got that. I didn't have to buy the gun and then buy another barrel. I wanted the grip angle and the grip feel. I like this grip much better than I like a factory Glock grip. Is it perfect? No, but it's better for me. If a factory Glock grip works better for you, power to you. On mine, I have a standard old school thumb release, slide release. Now, this one, I like it. I almost wish it didn't stick out as far. I don't feel like it needs to be as bulky as it even is, but it's still better than the extended one that my buddy had and that I started with, because we were both getting issues. I've still got the factory, very extended, sticks way out mag release. I have rounded mine over significantly. I've got a Lone Wolf extractor, no issues. Really has been flawless. The light comes and goes. This is a little PL Mini 2 Valkyrie from Olight. I put it on various guns. It's nothing special. The main claim to fame for me, the main perk, is how easy it is to adjust where it fits on the gun. It's a cheap, decent light. It is not a replacement for a high-end light. Reliability on the P80 for me. Any failures have been, it turned out there was a defective bit of ammo. Anybody who's been buying ammo since 2 years ago is well aware that the failure rate is higher than average. So I've had rounds that it wasn't a squib, but yeah. When you look at your target, you're like, why is that one shot way the hell down there? And why did it eject and kind of dribble out of the gun and not feed the next round? And it felt different. It sounded different. So, yeah. So it hasn't failed with anything normal. The only issue people I say people, my friend and I were having is that we were having it not stay open on the last round. And that was the slide release. It wasn't that it was defective. It was that for how we hold handguns, both of us, we were hitting it. We were pressing the slide release under recoil and letting the slide go forward. Trigger's factory. It sucks. It is what it is. Is it bad enough to be an issue? Not for any realistic purposes. If it was a competition gun, if it was my daily carry that I was practicing with all the time, sure. I'd put a few bucks into a trigger. I don't feel like tearing this thing apart again to do any work on the trigger. That's how little I care about it in terms of the trigger. I like it. I think that it was a successful project. I think that everybody should do one. But don't do your first one fancy. Don't assume your first frame is going to be great. If you want to do your first slide fancy, go for it. But don't assume your first frame up build is going to be great. Your slide you can yank off and put on a different one. But don't start out with a fancy trigger and all the extra gizmos. Start out basic. Get it working. Then decide, do I want to upgrade this one or do I want to buy another frame and do it again? Because honestly, the frames are cheap. It's all the other stuff. I'm tempted to buy another one because I feel like part of my discomfort with this one is just how hard it was to get some stuff in place. I don't feel like I drilled that pinhole quite right back here, this hole right here. I feel like I was just a little off, and it restricts my confidence with it. So buying another frame kit, and literally I would take everything out of this that is necessary, that doesn't come with the frame kit, and just swap. Because I'll do a better job. You know, you do it once, you learn where you screw up, you do the second one. Anyway, take care, have fun, stay safe, give a P80 build a try. I suggest starting with the pistol build. I feel like this, when you get it right, is a fully capable, no limitations firearm. The rifle ones, you just got to keep in mind that you've got a polymer build on something that was designed to be metal, and they've done a little reinforcing, but it's not the same. So you've got a firearm with some limitations that another one would not. Doesn't mean don't do it, but just keep it in mind. I would do a pistol one first. Take care.